Your Excellencies, the party presidents who are here, and Secretary Generals of different political parties of the opposition that are represented here, different officers and men of the opposition political parties in Uganda, particularly those who are here, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I salute all of you. Indeed, I am Honorable Fungaro Caps Hassan, Member of Parliament representing Obongi constituency in the Parliament of Uganda. I am also the Deputy President of the FDC, particularly deployed to Northern Uganda, in charge of Northern Uganda. I am the Shadow Minister of Security in the 12th Parliament of Uganda currently. I am also the Chairman of the National Parliamentary Caucus. I'm glad to be here. I speak on my own behalf and on behalf of all these entities that I am associated with. First of all, as Parliament, we are disturbed, we are concerned about these happenings. Generally, the deterioration in the rule of law and constitutionalism. We are concerned about, in specific terms, the recent happenings in respect to the kidnap, the arrest and detention of our brother Elias Lukwago, Lord Mayor Emeritus of Kampala City. Detention first in an ungazetted location or institution. Arrest, first of all, unlawfully by an unlawful security agency. If we start from the very basics, what did the Elias Lukwago do that warranted him to be arrested? Yes, people can do things which are wrong, and the person would be liable to being arrested. But in this case, what did he do? And if he was to be arrested, how was he supposed to have been arrested? And by who? By which entity? Security entity. Leaving aside the matter of what he did, let us go particularly to the process of his arrest. If it was a matter of law enforcement, he would have been arrested by police, the civil police, not even military police. But the armed forces, the security agencies that went to arrest Elias Lukwago, from his home, were not the Uganda police. They were members of the military, UPDF. Now, UPDF has got branches. People are trained and armed and equipped differently for different tasks. The people of the UPDF are grouped like this. We have land forces for fighting on the land that trained differently, equipped differently. We have Air Force, we have Marines, and we have Special Forces. Special Forces are for the hardest of the hard security threats the country Uganda can ever come into contact with. It is an integration of all these forces: land forces, air force, Marines, and commandos. Which group of people went to arrest Lukwago? They were not from the land forces. They were SFC. Now, let us go to the basics. Was there a security threat which first of all called for the army to be there? If Lukwago was supposed to be arrested. Now, if the army was called to be there, was it supposed to be the special forces to be deployed there in that manner, in the way they went? This matter brings us to the core of my work as a Shadow Minister of Security. There is a problem of security sector governance. The armed forces of Uganda, the security forces of Uganda are not being used appropriately for the tasks they are supposed to perform in the ensuring of security to the people of Uganda. This is one thing generally we should look at, a problem of wrong governance of the security forces, wrong administration of the security forces. Internally, the security forces are supposed to have organs that take decisions within the army itself, let alone parliament. Parliament is mandated to provide checks and balances, to monitor, to ensure good governance, to make laws for all sectors. That's why we have in Parliament committees, including the Committee of Defense and Internal Affairs. We have the Office of the Leader of the Opposition to provide alternatives to the policies and practices of the ruling government. With all this, we have seen that things are not moving well. I would like to summarize by saying this. Let us understand what security is first. Security at the basics means feeling safe, free from fear, threats to your existence as a human being. And security in our context is divided into three. One is known as human security. That is the security of people and their property. The second one is called state security. The security of the institutions of the state, how they function, including the courts of law, including parliament, including political parties. These institutions, how do they work? Are they working well? Or there is something threatening their working? Then finally, regime security. Regime security is the safety of the group in power, the regime in power. In this case, NRM now. NRM feels threatened, and they are right to feel threatened. But they also should have their own mechanisms as an organization to deal with their threats to their survival in power. Now the problem we have here is the state security institutions are taken away from providing services in that area of human security. Ugandans are feeling insecure in very many ways. Security of human beings is not just about military things. There are non-military aspects of security affecting the lives of people. It includes things to do with the service delivery, the hospitals, how they care to prevent people from dying. There are very many people who are dying of diseases other than war. There's a security problem. Medical interns demanding for fair pay, that is a security problem, because if they are not there, because of withdrawal, out of protest, patients die. You can see medical interns are deployed in so many places. If they are not motivated enough, there's a problem. Fully insecurity to mention but a few. But also the issue of human rights. Many Ugandans feel these days that their rights are being abused. The state is not putting the state security institutions to take care of the human security of the people of Uganda. Now state security is also not okay. Many institutions of the state are not functioning well. If you go to the courts of law, the courts now, the judges feel insecure even in passing their judgment. They receive orders from above. That's the problem. Finally, this thing of party security, regime security, sensible, right-thinking members of the NRM, even now feel insecure because of the new happenings now. There is this thing called PLU, is eating into NRM. There are members of NRM who don't feel safe. PLU is led by a military officer practicing politics without resigning from the army first. General Muhoozi, Katonga, the CDF, is a serving army officer who, if he wanted to practice politics, would have been first required to retire from the army, form a political party, and lead it, contest for elections after retirement. But he is even giving orders to senior army officers, to senior political leaders of the NRM. We remember the quarrel between Dr. Muhoozi, Chris, and Muhoozi. That's the type of political pressure. That's the type of decay NRM is having internally in there. So I would like to call upon all political leaders, including those who are in NRM. What my comrade said here is a danger to the whole system of Uganda. Any existential threat coming to kill everything. It is not us in opposition who are in danger alone. You in NRM who are in danger also. Because you know, an army officer is competing with you in decision making, political decision making. When you yourself are not armed, he is armed. He is not following the rules of the game, which governed the army commanders who came before him, including General Aranda Nyakairema, General Katumba Wamala, including the others who are here. They never did anything like what Muhoozi is doing today. And there seems to be no force capable of restraining him. So I call upon you to come here together, to work together, to make sure that we find a common way to see this problem and to act on it. The FDC is part of this group. We are committed, we shall work together as opposition political parties to make sure that fairness, justice, and truth prevails. Thank you very much.
All for freedom, freedom for all. One Uganda, one people power. Real change, you say, act now. That is for the Democratic Front. Allow me greet all of you in the name of Jesus Christ. My name is Pascal Amuriat. I am the Deputy President from the Democratic Front for Eastern Uganda. I bring greetings from the Right Honorable Matthias Impuga. He's not here with us, but you know he's with us, especially on this matter, which concerns the whole country. Allow me say that we as the Democratic Front, we condemn the actions of General Kainerugaba Muhoozi. This is childish, it is archaic, it is barbaric that in the 21st century, when we are advancing our democracy, we are still doing things which are childish in nature. First of all, for the record, the president of the PFF is a senior lawyer. He is an epitome of the rule of law. When you talk about the rule of law, you cannot run away from Elias Lukwago. That is the one that has been the champion. And so when you attack the personality of Lukwago, we know now you are attacking the rule of law. And so for us, we will stand with whoever is in trouble, especially when it comes to these matters of this nature. Nobody is supporting arrests, abductions of this nature. We have been following this matter, but Ugandans must say enough is enough. We cannot accept family rule. We cannot accept Uganda to turn into a kingdom. What is happening now, we do not know as a country, are we a kingdom or are we a republic? It's confusing. On one end, it's embarrassing on international media, on X, an international platform. Someone is treating us they like, and it's a shaming as a country. We need to bring back sanity to this country. We need to bring back our democracy. We cannot continue this way. For us as Democratic Front, as partners in the struggle, what this has done that is giving us, all of us, an opportunity as the opposition to be able to have a fresh conversation. It is indeed a problem that we are going through this, but let us take it as an opportunity. And I see my president, President Jimmy Akena was once in the UPC. I salute you, sir. But again, these are all political vehicles. What we demand is that we need democracy, we need the rule of law, we need to move together as a country. And I'm sure nobody wants a country that goes into anarchy. Nobody wants chaos. What we want is a peaceful country. Nobody can go into a transition this way. We cannot go into a transition with this manner of engagement. If it is about a transition, we need to talk about it, not sniffing someone and saying, now because you're a general, then you deserve to become automatically the president of Uganda. No. A conversation around national dialogue, we are for it. A conversation around transition, around observing human rights, around respecting the dignity of our people. If we do not do this thing, these very basics that we are all for, then we have a much bigger problem to deal with. I urge our opposition leaders here and all other actors that let us work together. Let us bury whatever hatchets there are. In the previous times, of course, in the formation of DF had challenges with NOP, but I can tell my Secretary General for NOP that let us work together on these matters. Even I've seen Honorable Fungaro here. There are challenges in this democracy, but we believe that it's some people who are causing it. Can we work together? Can we have a conversation together? I don't want to talk much. I could talk and talk, but allow me to say, for God and my country, let us focus on the Uganda, which is meaningful. Thank you so much.